it all went flat for Charlton in a game that saw Torino's on-loan midfielder Ivano Bonetti make his league debut for Grimsby. And it was Bonetti's overhead pass that created the only goal for Paul Jewell.
The last thing Stoke needed was to be reminded of Newcastle. A Ginola look-alike, black and white stripes, and a Beardsley-type flick by Paul Groves, which turned out to be the only goal of the game. But this was Grimsby, and whereas Stoke were outclassed on Wednesday, they were totally out of luck for the second successive league match. They should have had 3 points this time last week against Derby, and certainly deserved at least a share of what was on offer on the East Coast. Desperation defending left Lou Macari bemoaning a lack of oomph in front of goal.
Second half anyway. Corner comes over. Oh, free header. Will Town eventually scramble it away, or do they? No, they don't. That's a goal in the first minute 32 seconds, and it's a goal from Steve Davis. Good play. Good play. Bonetti. Cross comes over again. Oh, that's it. It's 1-1. Brilliant goal by Town. Excellent pinpoint cross by Bonetti. And it was Mark Lever that got the goal, and in doing so, he collided with the goalpost. I think he's got a head injury there, but nevertheless, it remains the fact that Grimsby Town have equalised. Oh, Croft. Woods and Livo making the run, so's Groves. That's Woods. That's Livo. Good play by Town. Bonetti and Croft are there. Oh, that's in! Well. That's one of the best own goals I've ever seen, I think. I'm not even sure who it was. I think it might well have been the Dutchman De Zoo. But the fact remains, 20 minutes gone, Town winning 2-1. Town putting all the pressure on. So Barnsley with it all to do now. And they're coming back at us. Shot lines up. Oh, excellent save from Crichton. Taking their time. Well played indeed. Livo's there, that's 3-1. That's a brilliant goal, that's Bonetti. What a wonderful cross, what a wonderful goal.
Was that a quality cross? He hit it like as if he was going for goal. And I'm not taking anything away from the scorer, Livy, but he only had to stand there. That was magnificent play by Bonetti.
Here's Bonetti. Nice little ball in, but away by West Brom. Bonetti goes back and pinches it. Here he goes. Still going. Shot comes in. And this time the referee says get on with it. Forrester. Oh, good ball forward. Livingston. Nice. Surely. Again. Oh. Bonetti to the far post. Mark Lever in there. Is it? No. Handy side at distance. Jim Dobbin. Sets it up, lobs it. Just over the top. It's hotting up.
Yeah. At the moment, we just look a little bit of different class to them.
Nice one deep. Look at them coming in. Oh, crikey. Mark Lever off the post. Paul Rees didn't know a thing about it.
Hey, but not only Paul Rees, nobody knew a thing about it.
Ah, oh, lovely ball. And back. Forrester from Livingston, still Forrester. Surely, gotta be now, Bonetti. Oh, they're looking for handball. They can't believe it's not being given.
Man of match so far for me.
Good ball. Groves on the run. Jim Dobbin, that's a good header to Bonetti. Still Bonetti. Childs. Man left side for him. Still Gary Childs through the middle. Livingston. Good ball back. Good crossing. Surely Bonetti. Yes! Oh, magnificent! A wonder goal! Absolute wonder goal! It's been coming for 55 minutes.
Yes, and we were rather fortunate, you know.
Yeah.
Because Gary Childs got in the way of a pass to Gary Croft.
That's right.
But my word, this man deserves every bit of the plaudits he's getting. My word, we'll sell a few videos on that one.
And he loves it.
Slackness there Coming forward now is Paul Groves. Good ball. There's the Italian, he's offside. Livingston. Livingston again. Bonetti. Just to take on Thomas. He's done just that. Left foot. Oh. Well, that's a touch of flair for you. John McDermott. Childs. Forrester. Livingston. Oh, space for Gary Childs, and it's a goal. And a debut goal for the Italian, Ivano Bonetti. So simple when it came. Brilliantly executed by Grimsby. John McDermott involved, the fullback. Also Childs, and good work from Jamie Forrester. Dobbin. Oh! Well, he thought, why not? Why don't I have a go? From mid-defence, backed off. As an inquest there, a great shot. Beat Danny Coyne, all ends off. Childs. Turns away from Neville. Livingston. Dermot. Livingston again. Bonetti. Oh, lovely football. Into the box. It was John McDermott. Bonetti again. It's a great ball in. Livingston. Oh, wonderful save. Brilliant save by Danny Coyne. And it's this Italian Bonetti absolutely dominating the game. What a chance to equalise. John Aldridge, will this be his 15th of the season? No! Oh my word! Bonetti. Oh, he's still going. And again. Oh. Well, it's Livingston. Oh, just curled wide. Black in the air.
The Foreign Legion have revolutionised English football. Jurgen Klinsmann pushed back the boundaries. Who would have thought a boy from Brazil would move to Middlesbrough? But for sheer romance, nothing beats the love affair between Grimsby Town and Italy's Ivano Bonetti.
He's amazing. Best thing that's ever happened to Grimsby, and I think we're up this season, no problem.
He's just making Grimsby brilliant now. Didn't used to be very good, but they're brilliant now.
Look at the crowds he's pulling in. As soon as he's got us right up at the top of the table, filling the ground every week.
In the middle of winter, it's not hard to see why Grimsby has a grey image. But Ivano likes it, and he's used to wearing black and white stripes. He began his career at Juventus alongside Michel Platini, winning a league championship medal. At Sampdoria, there was another title and a European Cup final against Barcelona, followed by contractual problems at Torino, a trip to England in September to visit a friend, and Grimsby Town's lucky day.
Juninho's had a massive impact in Middlesbrough, as indeed a lot of foreign players have. And he's our Juninho, if you like. He's provided the whole town, with something to talk about. This town now has gone Bonetti crazy.
Hello.
Everybody talks about him. I get stopped when I'm driving my car at traffic lights. The taxi drivers have stopped me to see have we signed him. I was even at a function last night and a vicar said up Bonetti, which was very unusual. But he's took the whole place alive. It's unbelievable.
I tried not to give a judgment when I first came here. I wanted to wait some time before I could judge the city and the people, and my relationship with the crowd and the people was so nice that eventually became very positive. Everything is positive with the town now.
Brian and I had gone down to Aston Villa to watch a reserve player there, and we literally just bumped into him. We invited him up for a trial. He came up and played in the reserve game, and we had 2,000 people turn up to watch him. So that was enough, but just in that reserve game he played for maybe 70 minutes or so and produced some real bits of quality that I thought would help us.
But even Kenny Swain and Brian Laws didn't expect the Italian influence to run so deep so quickly. Bonetti settled into English life and football almost immediately, and it was his goal at Tranmere Rovers last week that moved Grimsby up to their highest league position in years. The Italian's arrival has raised the expectation levels of a club used to just surviving on gates of 3,000. Crowds are double that now. To release Bonetti from a contractual clause, they've been digging deep to raise £50,000. And before Saturday's kick-off, to the accompaniment of Nessun Dorma, Bonetti signed on until the end of the season.
He's a genuine lad. He genuinely likes the place. Everybody likes him. You know, I've never heard a retort like that the other week when somebody said to him, you know, why Grimsby Town? And his retort was, why not? You know, and that just sums him up.
The taste of goal is a good taste wherever you play. Every player would probably answer the same thing. If you're playing for a first division team instead of Juventus and you score and it's an important goal for an important match, then it tastes just as good as playing and scoring for Juventus.
On Saturday, Bonetti was behind Grimsby's most constructive moments, but the spark and teamwork that had taken them to 4 straight wins went missing against a well-organised Charlton. Kim Grant scored a breakaway goal in first-half stoppage time. Within seconds, Bonetti had a wonderful chance to equalise. It was the only time all afternoon that his left foot didn't hit the target. 6 minutes into the second half, Charlton doubled their lead as Grimsby's concentration wobbled again, with Grant lurking behind him. Fullback Gary Croft handled. David White converted the penalty. After that, it wasn't much fun for Ivano, and for one frustrating spell, the Latin temperament urgently needed to be cooled down. But you can also see why the Grimsby management and fans are so enthusiastic, and why Bonetti played 14 seasons in Serie A. It was the finishing touch that went missing. Until, with 19 minutes remaining, Croft's shot was spilled by the Charlton goalkeeper Micah Mann. Fulgrove's goal gave Grimsby hope of holding on to their unbeaten home record. It evaporated in the final minutes when Bonetti was caught just offside. But he's pledged his immediate future to English football, and in Grimsby, Ivano Bonetti has made football fashionable again, which is a major success story in its own right.
As Grimsby attack quickly now with Livingston. Bonetti is wide to the left. Here is Bonetti. Delays getting the cross in. Instead he finds Croft. Test this for Norwich. Grimsby in front. Adams. Well played, Adams. That's a test for the goalkeeper. That's the equaliser. And it's Ashley Ward. But Crichton again looking vulnerable to that ball that swept into the penalty area. Challenge there by Carey, who had the Grimsby management team off the bench, as did that challenge. Newsom and Livingston involved in an unseemly brawl there. Sensibly, Martin O'Neill pulling his skipper away. It all started with Carey's challenge on Bonetti, and as play continued, it was Livingston who went charging in on Polston. Newsom got himself involved, and then there was a free-for-all. In the end, it's a yellow card for both Newsom and Livingston, and they might feel they were lucky to get away with a yellow card. They're still at it. Fleck. So difficult to wrestle off the ball, Robert Fleck. Now Eadie. Cracks one in. Whoa! Darren Eadie. He deceived everybody. Any of the effects of that challenge in the first half, which had him flat on his back. Good stop by Gunn. Great save there by the goalkeeper. Bonetti again, drifting out of this game, Bonetti, but he has scored a couple of important goals for Grimsby already. Good play by Bonetti. They're queuing up in the middle now. Good header, good goal. the skipper who gets it.
There's a run through the middle. It'll be Paul Groves. Great ball, Livingston. Oh! Here's a nice ball over the top by Paul Groves. This is Brian Laws looking to get to the line. Now he'll get it in. Half blocked, surely. Oh! Lovely header. Royce's clearance. Jim Dobbin did well. Tight now though. Paul Groves got it back. Good play. Good play. Still going. Brian Laws on the overlap. Driven in. Surely. Surely now. That will do. Jamie Forrester. Great finish. The right wing's available. Gary Childs is there. Neil Woods well left. Paul Groves behind them all. Oh, it's tough. Lovely football. Nice ball in from Gary Childs. Good step over from Neil Woods. Quite possibly. Whoa, nasty. Oh, a brilliant, absolutely brilliant save. You won't see much better this season. Now then, Regis. Nasty. Oh, look at this. Look at this. We went to sleep, and I think that's Byrne. Paul Crichton, everybody forward for Town. Who's in there? Gary Childs at distance, surely. Brilliant save by Royce. Well, you saw Gary hit one at Sheffield United, Nicky, in a game that you played, and you can't hit a much better than that.
Lovely sweet strike there. It was excellent save by the people. Unfortunate for us, but hopefully we get a goal in from the corner. Oh!
Goes for the wing. That's good play by Livo. Brian Laws on the overlap. Gary Childs will want this one back. Oh, well left. Forrester. Brian Laws, nasty. Oh, brilliant! Brilliant goal! Livo! 1-0 to Town.
Hey, look at him. Hey, all right, let him enjoy it. New Year's Day. But what a marvellous, marvellous move. The move was superb.
Bonetti picks up the loose one. There's the ball through the middle, just a bit too much, is a no. Well spotted by Forrester. Brilliant! Absolutely brilliant! He stole that one out of nothing.
He had the option of shooting, or maybe if the keeper had pushed that out, Bonetti would have certainly put it in.
Let's look here. Yes, 2-0! Livo's going to claim it. Livo's claiming the touch. Yeah, they don't seem at ease at all at the moment. Oh, good run, a great ball. Bonetti bearing in, surely. Yes, 3-0! Forrester again in an absolutely brilliant move. Bonetti knows the part he played in it. Livo after it again. Had a good first half. Now Forrester, who's had even a better one. Good ball, great ball. Fier's missed a lot. Bonetti! Yes! 4-1!
I've got to say it's bad defending.
Yeah.
Completely banged it in.
Comes outside the box. Gary Croft's available. Now to Bonetti. 2 men on Bonetti straight away. Hammers that crossover. Gary Childs, that's a good header. Livingston, surely! 5-1! And that was made by a lovely little dinky down header by Gary Childs. And Steve Livingston says, I'll have a bit of that. Because, I mean, it's still there to be had, and he's put on 3 sets of new legs. Front running legs. In comes that ball, nasty. Oh, brilliant, brilliant goal. Mickey Southall, his first touch, and that's exactly what the boss wanted. He wanted to paralyse this. Peter Handyside. Paul Groves, very sharp. Gets it back, or it comes to shaky. Paul Groves through the middle, look at the right-hand side. Mickey Southall, low one, nasty, surely. Yeah! Neil Woods, 7-1, 7 goals. Still Ivano, Bonetti's very tight for him, Gary Croft. Bonetti again. Well played. Wriggled away from that beautifully. Still Ivano, that's a ball. Surely. Yes, Livo! 1-0.
It's that man again. he had nowhere to go.
No.
How he got past. But having said that, young Forrester, I think it was young Forrester, yes. Lovely ball, and Livo finished it.
Yeah.
But my word, how Bonetti got around that man, I'll never know.
No, front of him, but that's about it. We're not supporting quickly enough on the break. Lovely ball through the middle by Millwall. What? That's a penalty. That's a penalty kick.
And the linesman never give it. I don't think you can argue with it.
I think Mark wrestled him down a bit.
I don't think you can argue with it, but I thought it was a penalty from up here, quite honestly. But we've only ourselves to blame if they equalised. We should have had at least 2 yon end.
Yeah. Yeah, we're just not making the most of the chances that are coming our way. So we'll find out in a minute who it is on the ball for Millwall. Paul Crichton, who did very well in his last attempt to save one. 1-1. Good penalty.
Yeah, it's a good penalty. I thought it was a penalty, but they've been looking for a penalty all the match, actually.
Charles, nice touch on Jim Dobbin. Can he reach it? No, taken away from him by Savage. Savage made the most of the foul. And with 65 minutes gone, it's just getting a little bit tense, Rowley.
Yeah, I'm beginning to wonder about the referee, though, quite honestly.
Yellow card for Gary Childs.
Yeah, well...
not surprising.
No. I don't know, I'm going to keep my eye on this ref in the next 10 minutes.
So 40 yards out for Millwall. Back it comes. Nasty. Great goal. Great goal. You can't take that away from that man. That was struck as well as you'll see a ball hit has been given. Good ball. Good play. And that was as near to 3-1 as you're going to get. That was a lovely move by Millwall to get in. Mark Lever judged it well. Now then, Forrester. Was always going to be difficult. Was always going to be difficult for Jamie Forrester, as it falls for us yet. Not the best of crosses at the end. Now, can Gary Childs get to it? He can. Still Gary Childs. In it comes now, low near by Livo! Nicky Southall, in actual fact, very nearly clipping that ball in the last minute. Down, Gary Childs, that's a good ball. If Woods gets in, but defence did very well.
Number 11, was it?
Gary Childs again has stolen it. Might get it back yet. Well played, Forrester. Paul Groves is there. John McDermott, nasty one, near post. Surely! Yes! Missed by Forrester, converted by Bonetti. What a lovely goal.
Yeah, a lot of credit for the cross. Tremendous lot of credit for the cross. He loves it, doesn't he? He loves it.
Free kick taken, Van der Laan. Gabbiadini. Warner's gone across. Laid back, not hitting well, but it's fallen for them. Yes. Town never got it clear. Darryl Powell brings Derby back on level terms. Ivano Bonetti with a free kick. Everybody forward for Town. Gary Croft will take the space. Mark now. Good kick, good kick. Still through. Absolutely brilliant save by Holt from Paul Groves. Bonetti in front of him. Over his head, did that well. Forrester, lovely touch. Gary Croft. Woods goes one way, Bonetti the other. Still Gary Croft. Overran it, the chance is still there. Derby should get it clear, no, Town win it back. Bonetti tries to get to the line, great cross. Yes! Oh, what a marvellous save! Jamie Forrester cannot believe that. Through the middle again, that's a nasty ball. Sturridge is after it. Oh dear, no, no, no.
He owes Crichton a pint.
A pint, I'd buy him the barrel.
But the game is intriguing for other reasons. Grimsby hope to announce before the kick-off that they've finally raised the money to buy one of their players, Italian import Ivano Bonetti. His contractual arrangements are unusual, to say the least.
Traditionally, Grimsby is more famous for its fish than its footballers, but that's all changed since the arrival of Ivano Bonetti. Grimsby couldn't believe its luck, and for most of us, the decision of an Italian Serie A player to come to First Division Grimsby takes some explaining.
The people are very friendly, they're very good supporters, and they are football hungry in this city, and that helped my decision a lot.
Bonetti is now so popular that the town's raising £50,000 to keep him. The Italian, who's played for Sampdoria and Juventus, spends his spare time visiting the schools and factory workers who've donated to his fund. Bonetti's predicament is complicated. He was released from his contract with Torino, who sold the rights to his services to an American management company. They wanted him to go to Japan, but he opted for England.
Bonetti was under contract to an unrecognised agency, unrecognised by FIFA, and therefore the football club themselves were not able to deal with his agency direct. Therefore the fund had to be set up by an outside source, and I was approached and took on the job.
Bonetti's contributing half of the £100,000 it's costing to buy out his contract, the people of Grimsby the rest. A win against West Ham tomorrow would no doubt convince Grimsby supporters that their money's been well spent. Angela Davis, BBC News.
Grimsby's Italian hero Ivano Bonetti could be their inspiration in the fourth round tie at West Ham tonight. The food on the menu for the pre-match meal may not be to Italian tastes, but interest in Grimsby's cup run back in Italy is on the increase.
Italian people usually follow on the Premier League in England because it's a fantastic league, and etc., etc. And now it's incredible. Many reporters, many TV in Italian follow the First Division, in particular, I don't know if it's correct, in particular Grimsby Town.
The Mariners' game at Upton Park definitely goes ahead. The Hammers are known to fear Bonetti, and with over 3,000 Grimsby supporters making the journey, there's a genuine chance of an upset.
Upton Park without a win in their last 9 league games, but this was a sleeves-up, nothing-to-lose commando raid led by the player-manager. And it was Brian Laws himself taking a return pass from Neil Woods who gave Grimsby the lead. West Ham roused themselves, and 10 minutes later Danny Williamson lived up to the rave reviews he's been getting by providing a clever cross that Ian Dowie met to ensure a replay at Blundell Park today week. The winners will play Chelsea, but for now it's another either-or on the Littlewoods FA Cup schedule.
And all is not right with West Ham at the moment. Good play by Woods. Childs inside towards Forrester. Bonetti. To Laws as Grimsby come away. With a manager, player manager, Woods. Back to Laws. And it's a goal! Brian Laws has ripped West Ham's defence apart with Neil Woods, and that is Grimsby Town leading West Ham by 1-0. And quite honestly, of the last few minutes, Graham, quite deservedly.
Absolutely so. That was a brilliant goal by Brian Laws. As you say, great 1-2 with Neil Woods, and Laws kept the momentum going, ball kept to his feet and managed to get it past the keeper. Brilliant goal.
It was perhaps the biggest indication yet of the transformation Luton are undergoing thanks to Lenny Lawrence. Brimming with confidence, midfielder Graham Alexander burst into life to score his first ever league goal after 7 minutes. But Grimsby had inflicted Luton's only defeat under Lawrence, a 7-1 hammering in the FA Cup. Jamie Forrester toe-ended in an equaliser. 10 minutes into the second half, Forrester ran through to score Grimsby's second. But not only were Luton out to avenge that cup humiliation, Lawrence has given them the belief to dig deep. Referee Nice played an excellent advantage, and the informed Boncho Genshev did the rest. Within 8 minutes, substitute David Oldfield had timed his pass just right for the flying Dwight Marshall. 6 league games for Luton under Lawrence. They're yet to lose.
Leave Grimsby. This report from Ian Bolton.
Ivano Bonetti is recovering in a Grimsby hospital after an operation on a fractured cheekbone. He needed the treatment after a dressing room confrontation with player-manager Brian Laws following the club's weekend defeat at Luton. There are reports of a plate being thrown, but while Bonetti remained tight-lipped in hospital, no one else was prepared to shed any light on exactly what happened.
It's a regrettable incident, yes, and but it's been done, it's gone, and it's history as far as I'm concerned. The matter will be dealt with within the club, and it'll stay in the club, and it's only for the club's ears.
Let's say that something unpleasant happened, but it can happen in changing rooms, and on that in particular, I don't think it's very constructive. I mean, if we go into details about that.
We understand a plate was thrown, and I understand a chicken leg was thrown, but other than that, we're not sure what actually went on. I'm sure it happens in lots of dressing rooms.
Bonetti, a former Italian international who's played in 2 European Cup finals, joined Grimsby from Sampdoria in October. Originally, he was on loan, but he stayed on after fans raised £50,000. He's a very popular player, and fans now hope that Bonetti and Laws can settle their differences.
They've both been man enough to say that it was daft thing to do, hopefully, and patch it up.
I think it would be a shame if we lose either of them. I'm hoping we don't lose Ivano Bonetti after all the efforts have been made to bring him to the club.
I think if Lawsy buys him a pizza, he'll be all right. Yeah, so take him to a pizza house and we'll be all right. I'll buy him it. If they both stay, I'll buy him it.
The whole incident has overshadowed what the club refer to as their biggest game for years. They're preparing for an FA Cup replay against West Ham. Temporary seats at Blundell Park have increased capacity to more than 9,000. Laws scored the goal that gave them the draw at Upton Park, but he'll miss the replay because of suspension. He denies that he offered to resign over the Bonetti affair, but he says he would consider it.
I'd do what's best for the club, and if the chairman thought me resigning was the best thing, I'd do that.
Bonetti hopes to be able to watch the West Ham match from the stand and will announce his future plans after the game.
We all need to sit down and think calmly rather than out of anger about how things developed, and so 2 days will be a good time to sit down and think and make a decision. If I have to put my bet on what his heart is thinking now, I would say that he will stay because he loves so much, not just the club, but the town.
It's unclear exactly how long Bonetti's injury will prevent him from playing, whether for Grimsby or another club. Ian Bolton, Sky Sports Centre.
And is now considering his future at the club. As for the manager, Brian Laws, he's offered to resign over the bust-up, but the club says they want both men to stay. From Grimsby, Paul Burland reports.
As fans queued to buy tickets for tomorrow night's FA Cup replay against West Ham, news had surrounded Blundell Park that the manager had come to blows with its star player, Ivano Bonetti. But according to Brian Laws, the healing process has already begun.
At the end of the day, people have fallouts, this, that and the other, and it goes on. I'll not be the first, I'll not be the last where a manager and a player make fallout, but I don't take it personally. Neither should Ivano, and let's get back in playing again.
Grimsby lost 3-2 at Luton on Saturday, with Bonetti playing his part, supplying the cross for the first goal. And he was all smiles after the second. But the dressing down in the dressing room afterwards resulted in Laws allegedly punching Bonetti in the face. As the club prepares for its most important game in years, the incident has brought the kind of attention it hardly needs. Brian Laws is very popular here, not least for his forthright attitude, but Ivano Bonetti is hero-worshipped.
I hope the fans will realise that these things happen in football, and I'm sure that, as you say, both Brian and Ivano are very, very popular with the supporters, and I don't see that relationship changing, quite frankly.
Bonetti's described his time at Grimsby as a fairy tale. He was tied to a contract with an American company, which meant he had to find £100,000 to stay with the club. He paid half out of his own pocket, while supporters and local companies raised the other £50,000. Towns fans are shocked by the weekend's events, which means the player could be out for the rest of the season, and opinion is divided on how it should be resolved.
Football's football, and managers fall out with players all the time. Certainly do on Sunday mornings, and I don't see why Town should be any different. So I'm sure they'll make it up and kiss it up and make better. And
I think Brian should go. He's set a bad example, and I think Bonetti should stay.
Ivano Bonetti underwent surgery to repair his fractured cheekbone at a private hospital in the town this morning. It was successful, and Bonetti should be discharged tomorrow. Meanwhile, he's considering his future at Blundell Park.
Ivano Bonetti is a cult figure among Grimsby fans, many of whom were after tickets today for the Cup replay with West Ham.
2 adults, 1 child, please.
It was the supporters who raised half the cash to help pay the Italian star's wages. But now Bonetti's future's in serious doubt after a dressing room bust-up with the team manager, Brian Laws.
I think they should just basically shake hands and finish with it. That's it. Should be bygones are bygones.
Do you think heads should roll?
Of course they should, yeah. They're trying to stop crowd trouble. Why should it happen with the managers and that?
Who do you think's to blame?
Bonetti. But no. The man in charge. It's got to be the manager, isn't it?
Talks were continuing at Blundell Park today to try to resolve the matter. Meanwhile, the player's undergoing treatment for the injuries he sustained. Ivano Bonetti hasn't been at the ground today. He's being treated for a fractured cheekbone. I understand he's still deeply upset over the incident and is likely to make a stand. He's expected to make a statement tomorrow night after the game against West Ham, and the Italians' love affair with Grimsby Town may now be over. That's a course of action hinted at by Bonetti's friend and interpreter.
And obviously he doesn't like what's going on at the moment. Nobody likes it, neither Brian Laws nor Ivano or the club, and the fans, I'm sure they don't. And he would like to push that aside for the time being. It's a matter that has to be dealt with, but it'll be Wednesday night, not before that.
Ivano Bonetti's played for many of the top clubs in the Italian league. He's added a new dimension to Grimsby Town's play this season. Although the manager won't elaborate on exactly what happened in the dressing room at Luton on Saturday, he insists the player is staying with the club.
It's a regrettable incident, and we'll resolve it through the right ways, and the right way will be to keep it within the club, and it will be.
Does Ivano Bonetti have a future at the club, and does Brian Laws have a future at the club?
The both of us have a future at this club, and I want Ivano back playing in the team and doing what he can do, and what's best for this team.
Extra seating was arriving at Blundell Park today to increase the capacity for tomorrow's cup tie. Bonetti won't be playing, but his long-term plan should be known once the game's over.
Ivano Bonetti has said he wants to work out his differences with team manager Brian Laws.
Yes, it's alleged that Bonetti was injured by his boss in a row in the dressing room after last weekend's defeat at Luton. Well, tonight Bonetti will be at Blundell Park to watch Grimsby's FA Cup replay against West Ham. This afternoon, as he prepared to leave hospital after being treated for a fractured jaw, he spoke to our reporter, Paul Burland.
Ivano Bonetti today gave strong indications that he wanted to stay at Grimsby Town, his pyjamas in keeping with the team's famous black and white stripes. Manager Brian Laws yesterday offered to resign following the dressing room bust-up.
If Brian, I don't know what decide Brian, but the very important, I think, is the people want, I don't know, is not important. Yeah. It's not important. Yeah. He decide what is important.
Yesterday, Bonetti had surgery to correct a double fracture of his cheekbone.
The town is very important for me because they do much for me, and the team the same.
The popular Italian is expected to make a statement about his future at Grimsby tomorrow.
The dressing room after a game in February, well, the argument left Bonetti with a much-pictured broken cheekbone. Well, today the player dropped a bombshell. Not only is he leaving the club, but he's also planning to sue Laws over the incident. Colin Brazier has all the details.
Ivano Bonetti's played his last game for Grimsby, but he still enjoys watching the goals which made him a cult figure for fans of the First Division club. Sadly, the unlikely love affair between the Blundell Park faithful and the glamorous ex-Juventus favourite was destined to end abruptly. Bonetti claims his departure was prompted by this injury, which he alleges was the result of a bust-up with his manager following a match at Luton. Although the player and boss had a public reconciliation after the row, Bonetti claims he's been victimised behind the scenes.
I was very happy if the club suspends me and Brian in the investigation, but they didn't do, and nothing happened. All the thing carry on, but I am the victim.
Bonetti plans to relax in the coming weeks. He'll consider several offers from other clubs. At the Grimsby ground, a special meeting was convened this morning to discuss Bonetti's legal challenge and departure. Officials there maintain they've done everything to keep him at the club.
We supplied Ivano with a car, with free hotel accommodation, free flights back to Italy, every 2 weeks. We've paid him an enormous salary and an enormous bonus, and we've continued to do that all the time he's been here. So I think we've obviously treated Ivano very, very well.
Grimsby Town Football Club say the threat of legal action against their manager comes as a complete surprise. If Bonetti proceeds, and that's by no means certain, then we could see players and backroom staff testifying in court. For supporters, that'll provide a rare glimpse of what really happens behind the changing room door.